What is up? Hi. I I've made a bunch of like vlogs recently, and when I used to do YouTube, I had Final Cut Pro back in the day. I did not necessarily obtain it through the most legal of matters. I obtained it back when Pirate Bay was still thriving and you could get anything you wanted from it. So then I ended up having to force my Mac to upgrade to the new operating system, and that operating system was wise to what I had done, and it kept asking me for like an authorization code, and I was like, I don't have one of those. So now I'm having to use Movavi Video Editor, and it sucks. It's only like $40, and that's why I was using it, because I don't have any money. But it's like they compress the audio without you asking them to, which makes it so that every time you start a clip, it's like it goes in the audio. The background noise does. So if I had like a microphone with no background noise, then I could edit my vlogs and I could do jump cuts and all that stuff, which is how I like to do them. But I don't want that sound every time, and I don't have a microphone like that, so I can't do that. So I gotta do the one take thing. I've been trying to add music to my vlogs. I'm used to there being music in my vlogs. I can't do that either because you can't hear it, and in order for you to be able to hear it, I have to make it loud enough that it's distracting. And in order for me to get it so that it's not distracting, you can't hear it, and then you just hear this kind of like, what is that in the background, you know? And it's all because of that stupid background noise. But anyways, my boy Saeed, who I've been watching for a while, he doesn't edit his vlogs. He just does the one take thing. And you know what? Why can't I? So I figure it's better for me to just do this than to not vlog. So this is where we're going to be for a while. I've got a job lined up, but I had to quit pot. I actually told these people, like, they just said, do you guys have any questions for me? Because they really liked my personality and my energy, and I told my work history and all that. And they just asked me, like, do you have any questions for me? And I was like, you guys drug test? And he was like, yeah, we do. And I was like, can you give me a month? And he was like, seriously? Like, are you, I mean, are you kidding? And I was like, man, it's serendipitous. I was like, I have been coming to the conclusion that I needed to get off the weed anyway, so I feel like this is just the universe, like, giving me an opportunity to do that. I was like, I'll get off of it. I'll do your drug test in about a month, and we'll be cool. Of course, honestly, since I'm fasting and I'm a raw vegan and all that stuff, I probably don't need a whole month, because that's what people need when they're on the SAD diet. But whatever, better safe than sorry. So anyway, once I get that, I will get Final Cut Pro again, and I will try to get a better microphone, and then I'll start doing these vlogs in the trippy, cool way that I want to do them. But as of right now, I guess this is it. This is it. So, I'm fasting. My Instagram followers know that I'm fasting. If you're not following me on Instagram, you should be. I am _simp. But I am fasting. This is day 2. And I mean, I did one meal yesterday. I had like half of a bowl of some yogurt, raisins, bananas. I don't know, I put up a video. It told you what was in it. There was no nuts. I made sure there was no nuts. It was only highly digestible things. And I didn't eat that much of it, and that was it. And then I woke up today and I felt really weak when I first got up. And then I drank some coconut water. And I don't know, after drinking the coconut water, like, I actually feel pretty... I'm okay. I'm okay. I mean, I'm definitely fasted. It's kind of like... I don't know, but here's what I want to talk about, okay? I'm experiencing these cool sensations. I'm experiencing tingles on the back of my head. And every now and again, I hear my stomach go... And then it's like, after that, I'll feel this sort of burst of like... I don't want to say it's quite euphoria, but happiness. You know, just kind of like, content. And it feels like it's because my body is processing things and it's starting to flow better. Yesterday was the first day that I didn't smoke any weed. And I have heard somebody, I think it was your mate Tom. It might have been somebody else, but I'll tag him just in case. But I think he said that when you quit weed, you start dreaming again. Maybe it wasn't him. He did quit weed though, so I don't know. But yeah, it's like last night I had this dream and it was so trippy. It was like I could imagine this bar in my mind, like a volume bar, and I could raise it up and down, and when I raised it, it was like my consciousness would raise with it. And what I mean by that, like people who have used psychedelics, you'll understand what I'm saying. It's like I could raise myself up to that psychedelic awareness through the bar, where I understood the oneness of all things and all that, or I could lower it down so that I could relate to other people around me and not be like too far away in spaceland. Then I woke up from the dream in real life. Like, this is not still part of the dream. I woke up and I had to go to the bathroom. While I was in the bathroom, I closed my eyes and I immediately saw these symbols imprinted in my vision. And it was just for like 1 second maybe, and then they faded. But they reminded me of like hieroglyphs, like Egyptian hieroglyphs, but they weren't. They were more like, I don't know, there was like a crescent moon. I remember a crescent moon. I remember stars. And I remember it feeling like the symbols you see on magic books, like a Harry Potter kind of thing or something. And so then that disappeared, and then my eyes still closed. I noticed that I could, I can't do it now. I noticed that I could see my hand, but it wasn't like my whole hand, it was like a vibrational outline of my hand. Like little dots, little vibration dots or something. And I could still see that, and I thought maybe my eyes were still open a little bit, so I closed them as tight as I could. Nope. Still could see my hand. And my knees. I couldn't see anything that wasn't living, though. But it was like I could see myself. And then that faded after about a minute. And I had this feeling like there was meaning to this. Baby, what? Oh my goodness. Cats, man. Onyx, stop it. I'm doing a vlog. Get out of here. Quit being a dumbass. But it's really making me lose my train of thought here, and I have a hard enough time with that without the cat making noise. I really felt like it meant something. It was pretty cool. So I guess I just wanted to share that. I think I already made a video. I've made a bunch of videos and they're out of order, and once I feel better about myself, I'll probably upload them, but I'm at this place where I don't have a great amount of, I guess, serotonin in my body or whatever. It's enough that I'm being judgmental on myself, and I don't want to put out stuff that I don't want you guys to see. But I feel like I need to get over that, you know, like it's not going to be perfect all the time. But I think I may have explained this in another video, but just ultimately, I'm doing this fast because I want my music back. When I was a teenager, before I don't know, had gotten a bunch of false beliefs in my head, and before I had my heart broken by a woman, and, you know, this and all that, I used to just make music, and it was easy, phenomenal. I didn't overthink it. It just came from the heart. Everybody loved it. I used to go out by my car when I was in high school, and I would just start blasting whatever song I had been working on, and people, and like a crowd would just get, you know, show up. Like, I want my music back, but I need a message. Well, actually, I have a message now. But it's like, I can't reach those states anymore. My third eye isn't as open as it was when I was an untouched kid. And like, I've got more problems internally, and so flow does not happen. And I've always used marijuana and various psychedelics to help me counteract that, but I started realizing that they weren't going to work anymore, because you can only take that so far before it just, you don't want to rely on that stuff. And I've always known intuitively that the good parts of the way I feel when I'm on psychedelics, you know, the good things that happen besides, without the physical impairment, those things, I'm always just like, okay, that's how I'm supposed to feel all the time. I know it is. I just know it is. And I began searching for, like, you know, how do I feel like that all the time? And what I landed on was raw vegan diet. Was a diet that is cleansing and that detoxifying and all that stuff. And I've been on that for a while, but my digestion's not where it's supposed to be. I've been doing it for a month or so, and it's like all this stuff is cleared up, and in so many ways I'm better than I've ever been, but it's kind of like I've reached this point where the creativity is there in the brain, the desire is there in the spirit, but the body, man, he just doesn't want to get on board with our mission. And so I feel like that's what I'm fasting for. I am fasting to reset my body and get it absorbing. And I think it's working, because this morning I had like no energy, and I drank a little bit of coconut water and immediately just felt perked up. Coconut water does not normally make me feel anything other than it was sweet and yummy and it was wet. But it's like, I felt it, and that makes me feel like, okay, absorption is beginning to happen. Because the cool thing about this lifestyle is, like, when you want to go raw vegan or do these disciplines of only allowing yourself to eat certain things, and it's different for everybody, you know, you might land on something else. But it's like, when you do that, it's like you are trading a short-lived, immediate pleasure for the future of all the time pleasure. It's like you have to deny yourself a lot of little pleasures here and there now, because your goal, your end goal is all the time pleasure. And one thing that I've said, you know, or that I've just felt, is just that, like, when I've been at my best, because I've gone up and down on this raw vegan thing, and I've experienced the highest high that it has to offer. But then I messed up my gut a lot more through going back and forth, and I screwed myself up. And yeah, but when I have experienced at its highest heights, it is like you are on the best drugs you've ever experienced, and you're not on any drugs, and you can tell, but you just suddenly are like, oh my gosh. Like, you will just walk out into the sun, and that sun, it's like you absorb it. You're all of a sudden like, hey, whoa. You just feel it, and it makes you feel amazing. Smells that you haven't even, sensations you haven't felt since you were a kid. I mean, a kid. Like, you'll start remembering elementary school feelings and being like, whoa, I haven't experienced outside to this degree since I was a kid. My senses weren't alive like this, but I remember it from when I was a kid. And it really is like being on the most amazing drugs ever. And you'll find what it is that you can eat, you know? local farmers' produce and stuff that makes you feel amazing. For me, a lot of times it's really good strawberries. They'll just make my brain go. And it's kind of like you do this discipline because you are trading the joy of a meal and the joy of pizza and all this crap. And you're putting yourself through this strenuous thing because in the end, you are about to turn every meal you have into a drug-like experience. Euphoria, laughter, just feeling at peace with everything. And the creativity and the flow just, man, just goes. So that's what I'm after. That's what I'm chasing. I have too much to give to be hindered by a body that doesn't want to be aligned with my goals. And so that's where I'm at. There's a whole lot more I wish I could have explained. I can't wait till I can edit these things, but by golly, I gotta put this thing up. I just gotta do it. Gotta not overthink it. I'm not even gonna watch it. I'm not even gonna watch it, because as soon as I watch it, that's when I'm gonna decide it's not ready to be put up. I ain't even gonna watch it. I'm just gonna put it up. My name is Synth. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Apparently there's this bell that you want to click. For some reason, click it. I don't know. See what happens. Could be magical. I've got music on the way, but I don't know when, because I gotta go through this journey. I don't think it'll be too long. Shout out to Saeed, just because he's the guy I'm watching the most right now, and he's probably the guy that I feel the most, I feel where he's at. I feel what he's doing. I'm doing the same thing. Instagram, do that thing. That's it. I love you. Be blessed. Be blessed. And just don't take it too seriously. Don't take it too seriously. There's nothing to take seriously here. It's an impermanent place. We're on an impermanent mission in an impermanent land, having an impermanent experience. There's no reason to take it too seriously. I love you guys. Bye.